Welcome back to the deep dive. Okay, today we are basically boarding a direct flight to Phuket, Thailand. Why? Because the luxury property market there is just, well, it's explosive right now. Our mission is to cut through all the hype, really, and help figure out the ultimate tropical investment question. Should you go for a high-end luxury condo or commit to one of those sprawling private pool villas? And to guide this deep dive, we're going straight to a top source. We're drawing on insights from Ocean Worldwide. They're a luxury real estate agency, actually based in Phuket, and they've been on the ground since 2004, so they really know the market.
Absolutely. And what's great here is the sheer depth of experience we can tap into. We're looking at knowledge from Sandra O'Neill. She's the agency director there. I mean,
Well,
she spent years helping literally thousands of people, families, investors, navigate these exact choices. Phuket property, Thai law, it's complex.
that kind of track record matters, definitely,
Yeah.
especially with foreign ownership rules and big money involved.
It's priceless, really. So today isn't just about looking at nice pictures online. We're digging into the critical factors, the legal bits people miss, the real investment potential, the lifestyle side of things. The goal is to arm you, the listener, with what you need to know to make sure your choice actually aligns with your goals. So where do we start? I think the fundamental difference, convenience versus seclusion.
Yeah, that makes sense. It starts with a personal question, doesn't it? When you actually picture yourself living on the island, what does that day-to-day look like? Because the choice is pretty stark right off the bat. A condo means, well, sharing things, being close to amenities. A villa, that's your private sanctuary. Let's talk villas first. That's the dream for many, isn't it?
Right.
That space, the seclusion. We're talking your own private pool, garden space, and crucially, no shared walls. No neighbors looking over the fence.
Exactly. That freedom, that personal space, it's naturally a huge draw for families, maybe people working from home who need genuine quiet,
Can
an autonomous kind of environment.
Okay, and where do you typically find these villas? Are they scattered everywhere?
Not usually in the busiest hubs. That desire for sanctuary pushes them towards the quieter, more residential spots. Think the hills overlooking the coast, areas like Bang Tao, down towards Rawai. Places that might mean a bit more travel time, but give you that peaceful escape.
Right. So on the flip side, you've got the condo. The appeal there is hassle-free living.
That's the key word, absolutely. Hassle-free. Condos put you right in the thick of it, near the beaches, the shops, the restaurants, the nightlife. And the core attraction is that lock-up-and-leave simplicity.
Lock up and leave. I like that. Makes sense for travelers or part-time residents.
Totally. And that ease comes from the shared structure. You get access to, often, really fantastic shared facilities, pools, gyms, good security systems. But the key is the building administration handles all the upkeep.
So you're essentially buying a key to a lifestyle that's already managed.
You've got it. And location-wise, condos dominate those central, vibrant areas. Patong, Kata, Surin. These are the places where you find that lively, connected base.
So if we tie that back to, the listener's own rhythm, it's about deciding, do you want that quiet haven that you have to actively manage yourself or the buzzier, low-maintenance base that someone else runs?
Precisely. It's a fundamental lifestyle choice.
Okay, that choice naturally leads us to the money side. Let's shift focus now to the investment potential, the financial realities. We need to compare entry points, income expectations, and the risks involved too.
And the contrast here is pretty significant. Condos, generally speaking, offer a much lower barrier to entry.
Lower cost to get in.
Yeah. We're seeing entry points starting around, say, 2 to 5 million Thai baht. That's roughly, 55,000 to 140,000 US. It makes them way more accessible, especially for first-time overseas investors or people looking to diversify.
Okay. And income-wise, our source suggests condos offer more consistency in rental returns.
Consistency is the big advantage, yes. Especially if they're in those high-traffic tourist zones, you're looking at typical yields around 5 to 8% annually.
And often that's pretty hands-off for the owner, right? Management companies handle bookings and things.
Very often, yes.
Which you-
Particularly in the newer, larger developments, it can be a relatively passive investment stream.
All right, so condos. Accessible, consistent, potentially hands-off. What about villas? Higher entry cost, obviously.
Much higher. A modest pool villa.
Mm.
You're probably starting around 10 to 15 million baht. And for true luxury properties, the beachfront estates, it easily goes north of 20 million baht.
Right.
Sometimes way north.
Okay, big jump in price. So the potential return has to justify that. Do villas really command that much higher rental rates?
They absolutely can, especially during the high season. We're talking November through March, roughly. During that peak period, they pull in premium rates. That can push the seasonal yield up towards 6 to 10%, maybe even higher for exceptional properties. Plus, and this is important, villas in prime spots with limited land tend to offer stronger long-term capital appreciation. Land is finite in Phuket.
Ah, the capital growth angle. But you mentioned seasonality. That sounds like a potential risk factor. A condo in, say, Kamala might get decent occupancy year-round, but that high villa income sounds like it's packed into just a few months.
That's a very real consideration. It impacts cash flow significantly. Villa income is much more seasonal.
So how does that affect the average owner?
Well, it means the villa owner needs deeper pockets, essentially. You need to be prepared to cover the running costs, maintenance, management fees, maybe taxes during the low season when rental income might drop off quite a bit.
Okay, so the higher potential yield comes with higher volatility and the need for a bigger cash reserve.
Exactly. It's a different risk profile.
Yep.
That high seasonal yield looks great on paper, but you need the financial buffer to handle the quieter months. It's a hidden cost, in a way.
Right. That makes sense. Okay, let's tackle the part that can, frankly, scare people off. The legal stuff. Foreign ownership in Thailand isn't straightforward.
No, it's definitely complex, and getting it wrong can be, well, costly. Let's start with condos, because that's generally the simpler path.
Okay, so foreigners can own condos outright.
Yes, they can. It's called freehold ownership, and it's the most direct and secure form of title you can get as a foreigner for property in Thailand.
But there's always a but, isn't there? I remember reading about the 39% rule. What exactly is that?
Yes. The 49% rule, it's fundamental. Thai law states that in any single condominium building, a maximum of 39% of the total sellable floor area can be owned under freehold title by foreign nationals.
So the other 51% must be owned by Thais.
Or Thai entities, yes. It's designed to ensure Thais retain majority control over condo projects. So if you're looking at a popular building, especially a new one, that foreign freehold quota might already be full.
And if it's full, you just can't buy freehold, even if you have the money.
Correct. You might have to look at leasehold options within that condo, or find another building where the foreign quota hasn't been met. It adds a layer of scarcity.
Okay. Now, villas. This is where it gets trickier, because foreigners generally can't own land directly.
That's the core issue. Foreign nationals cannot own land in their own name in Thailand, with very few exceptions that don't usually apply here.
So how do people buy villas securely? The common method is leasehold, right? That 30 plus 30 plus 30 structure you hear about.
Leasehold is the standard, secure, and most common way. Essentially, you lease the land the villa sits on, typically for an initial 30-year term. This lease is registered with the land department, and importantly, you do own the actual building, the physical structure, on that land.
Okay, so you own the house but rent the land long term. What about the plus 30 part? Is that a guaranteed 90 years?
This is a really critical point of understanding. The initial 30-year lease is legally registered and secure. The common structure includes provisions or agreements aiming for 2 further 30-year renewals.
Aiming for it, so not ironclad from day one.
It's not typically a legally guaranteed 90 years up front in the same way the first 30 is. The renewals depend on the specific contract wording, compliance with laws at the time of renewal, and the cooperation of the landowner. You're buying a secure 30-year lease with a strong contractual mechanism and expectation for renewals, assuming everything is done correctly. But it's not quite the same as owning something freehold for 90 years from the outset.
That nuance definitely matters for long-term planning and maybe resale value down the line.
Absolutely. The closer you get to a renewal date without it being secured, the more complex a resale could become. It impacts the exit strategy.
Okay. And there's another route sometimes mentioned, setting up a Thai company to own the land.
Yes, the company structure exists. But as the source highlights, it's significantly more complex.
Why is that such a higher hurdle?
Because it involves setting up a Thai limited company with majority Thai shareholding, legally compliant Thai shareholders. There are strict rules about structure, annual reporting, tax obligations, and demonstrating legitimate business activity. It increases the administrative burden and the ongoing costs quite a bit. It can work, especially for larger investments or developers, but it's not usually the first choice for someone just buying a single holiday home.
Wow. Okay. Listening to all this, the need for good legal advice seems completely non-negotiable, especially for villas.
Oh, 100%. Do not try to save money on legal fees here. You need a reputable, independent local lawyer, particularly for a villa leasehold. They will do the due diligence on the land title, draft a robust lease agreement that protects your interests, ensure correct registration. It's foundational.
Got it. So, assuming you've navigated the legal side, let's talk about the day-to-day reality after you buy. The ongoing costs, the management, headaches or smooth sailing. Condos, again, seem to promise the easy life here.
Generally, yes. That low-maintenance appeal is real. You pay a monthly common area fee, and that fee covers pretty much everything outside your front door.
Like what specifically?
Security guards, maintaining the swimming pool, the gym equipment, cleaning the corridors, landscaping the grounds, ensuring the building structure, lift maintenance. It's all handled by the building management, often called the juristic person.
Juristic person. Okay, that's the legal entity managing the condo building.
Exactly. It's established under Thai law, run by elected owners usually,
Right.
or a professional management company they hire. As an owner, you're really only responsible for the inside of your unit, your own furniture, appliances, decorating.
Right. Makes sense. Now, contrast that with a villa. You own the structure, you lease the land, you're the custodian of the whole thing.
You are. Every square inch. The roof, the walls, the garden, the swimming pool. It's all on you.
And in a tropical place like Phuket, that means constant upkeep, I imagine. Pools need a lot of attention.
Constant attention. Pool cleaning. Chemical balancing is vital. Gardens grow fast. Exterior paint needs refreshing. Pest control is a must. It's a significant, ongoing commitment.
So that high seasonal income we talked about needs to cover some hefty maintenance bills.
It certainly does, which is why for many villa owners, especially those who aren't living there full-time, professional property management services become almost essential.
Ah, okay, so you can outsource the headache.
You can, and many do. A good management company will handle everything: range cleaning, pool service, gardening, repairs, pay bills, even manage rentals and provide financial reports.
So you can make a villa investment more hands-off, but it comes at a cost. You're paying that management fee.
Correct. It brings the villa experience closer to the convenience of a condo, but you're paying for that service, which eats into your net return. It's another factor in the overall financial equation.
Understood. Okay, let's zoom out a bit. What's the actual market like right now? Our source, Ocean Worldwide, says Phuket is buzzing as of late 2025, driven by lifestyle investors.
Yeah, the market's been very active. Demand is strong, particularly from international buyers who want that blend of beautiful place to potentially spend time, but also an asset that performs financially.
Is there data to back that up? Price increases?
Oh, yeah. The source points to some pretty striking numbers. Villas in prime areas, think Bang Tao, Kamala, saw prices jump maybe 12 to 18% year on year recently.
Wow, that's significant growth. And condos.
Condos also saw strong growth, though maybe slightly less dramatic. Average increases were around 7 to 10%. So across the board, demand is pushing values up.
And who is buying? Are there different profiles for condo versus villa buyers?
Definitely seems to be a split. Condos really appeal to investors focused on rental yield and ease of management. Also, expats who value convenience. We see a lot of Russian and Chinese buyers, for instance, active in this segment. The lockup and leave aspect is huge for them.
And the prices reflect that demand in core areas.
For sure. The example given was a 3-bed, 131 square meter condo right near the beach in Bang Tao, priced at 39 million baht.
Yep.
That's a premium price per square meter, showing what people will pay for location and top-tier amenities in a managed building.
Okay. And villas. Who's buying those?
Villas tend to attract more families, retirees,
Yeah.
people planning to spend significant time on the island, maybe even live there long term. They prioritize the space, the privacy, the personal enjoyment, the sanctuary aspect we talked about earlier, perhaps, more than pure rental efficiency.
So it really crystallizes that core choice, doesn't it? Are you after convenience, consistent returns, maybe easier entry and exit? That points towards a condo.
Right. Or are you after space, privacy, a bespoke experience, potentially higher capital growth, but with higher costs and more management needs? That's the villa profile.
This has been incredibly helpful, really breaking down the key differences. It seems the decision between a luxury condo and a villa in Phuket really comes down to your personal priorities. Fuss-free living versus creating your own private sanctuary.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And overlaying all of that is the legal complexity. I can't stress enough, especially with villas and leaseholds, how vital good local expertise is. Get that legal advice sorted early on.
Good advice. So if you're listening and feeling ready to actually explore what's out there, to see specific condos and villas that might fit your criteria, the place to start is the Ocean Worldwide website. You can browse current listings and get a real feel for the options. Just go to oceanwwp.com.
That's oceanwwp.edsha.
Perfect.
And Maybe just a final thought to leave you with as you mull all this over. When you're weighing up condo versus villa, think about the total cost of ownership. Not just the purchase price, but the ongoing fees, the potential volatility, the management effort or cost. And balance all of that against what you might call the lifestyle return. That's the non-monetary value, the pure enjoyment and quality of life you get from living your version of the Phuket dream. That's often the deciding factor.